welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are James and Michelle, and if you are new here, we are currently hosting a 3-week-long How to Build Rammed Earth workshop here on our property in the beautiful Rocky Mountains of British Columbia, Canada. We are on week 1 of the course. We are going to be doing some mixing and ramming of rammed earth today and showing you in this video. We have an amazing instructor named Max, who is one of the forefront in North America for sustainable building and rammed earth building.
He's passionate about it.
Yeah, he's here staying with us on the property and instructing the course. James is assisting him.
We already covered the samples and a little bit of formwork.
Yep.
So on to the next step with this first group that we have. And the project we're working on for the workshop is a rammed earth sauna.
Ah, what are the dimensions?
It's 12 foot by 8 foot. And we shifted gears to this because of our stop work order that we did receive for our other projects. And we are allowed to build whatever we choose under 10 square meters.
Mm-hmm. So we're building a sauna.
Yep. So we are going to carry on with the ramming today and show you guys a bit more of the process of rammed earth. And then we're going to have a reveal of our first wall.
Yeah, it might not be in this video, but it will be coming up very shortly. Created an entire playlist dedicated to this workshop, so I'll put the link in the description below.
All right, so we're getting ready to mix our first batch of rammed earth for our rammed earth sauna. Got the mix and go, so we're just hooking up the hydraulics. We've gone over the mixing ratio and chart with the whole crew here, and we're going to still be using buckets for this, just for accuracy of the lift height. Anyways, we're going to get this set up, get this sprayed out, cleaned out, start mixing.
The goal is to keep it straight up and down. If you start to angle it like that into a wall, you're going to damage your form ply. You're going to put big gouges in it. We don't want that. Okay. So it's good that we always start at when we're starting below ground, because if we happen to ding the wall, it doesn't really matter. But as we go up, you can get pretty close to the wall. You can get yourself right against it, but stay straight up and down, right?
As a guide.
Yeah, like you can use your hand kind of like, you don't want to, like your knuckles are almost where this is.
Oh, yeah.
So you can stay a little bit back from the edge, but as you get more skilled, you can get pretty close. If you have to lift the tool up, shut it off. So if you got to go over insulation or whatever, you shut the tool off. Then start it again. And we're going to be going very quickly back and forth, right? And it doesn't take a lot of passes to tamp the earth.
So surface area, you want to get every square inch, or
We're trying to hit every square inch, yeah. It goes pretty quick.
Here, I'll get I generally don't lean it like this because I don't want it to fall over, but for 1 second we're good.
Should be? Where are we here? Right there. Yeah. Now you got to press and twist. Yeah. Till those holes line up. Looks good. So now you can put your 2 wires in, right?
That have a safety?
Yeah, mine has a safety trigger.
Mine does not.
Right.
So I can see it. It's good.
You can order them. Like your tool should have this piece right here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So when you lean it against something, it goes.
It's kind of scary.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm
So remember, we're going to be working with this. So what I do is I kind of twist them under like that.
I'm gonna grab those. These don't grab that.
I just put it through and I give it I go like this. See? 1, 2,
Yeah, here you.
3.
You're sweet here, Jen.
Tuck it under. We're good. A lot of times, if we got enough crew, we'll have a guy standing over top of the operator, guiding the hose for him, right? So I don't want to hit any rocks here. So I want no pressure on my tool. Okay. Yeah, you just hold it up. So you're gonna pull the safety trigger back. And that's the speed you're gonna go at. Now if you lift it up, bad, right? You hear that ding, 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 ding? That's gonna knock the head off. So we don't want to do that. So you go ahead and give it a try.
put downward pressure on it. You can put too much pressure down too.
Yeah, but no upward pressure.
Yeah.
I try to let the tool do all the work, right? And you want to stay perpendicular unless you're creating hills. So especially when you get against the wall, you don't want to be like that. You want to get as close to the wall as you can, straight up and down.
Where?
Loose soil in there, you cannot stay still in one spot because you'll dig a hole. So you immediately start getting that thing moving and don't stop. Only time this thing stops is when you shut that off. Like if this is I'll show you guys in there. You'll start digging a hole and that's no good, right? We want to keep that going fairly smoothly about the speed we've been doing, right?
Back, put back there. So the other thing that helps with that is just walk it down, and doing it like in a foot pack. But then you're getting it started, and you're not going to dig a hole because it's in there loose. You'll see.
Good. Yeah. We're going to be doing a lot of this, so this is just a little familiarization. Who wants to give it a try?
We're wanting to dry as possible.
When we throw it in,
Yeah.
we're always going to mix dry, right?
Dries.
Yeah. So what's our total number of buckets? 11, 12 buckets, 13 buckets total, and we can separate them by each pile. We can get the tarps off the piles. If there's a bit of moisture from the rain, no screen.
Good.
Yeah, we don't need screen.
Cool. See, getting the concrete.
It's right here.
2 bags are all.
Yeah, it's right here. So we can also take a bag,
Normal bucket.
dump it in there. Yeah. Nice. None of our max is measuring about the garden.
Yeah.
Let's take that. Matt, I'm gonna grab a. Look at that. It's so dirty.
Looks like it's water.
So we're sitting close to the 20-meter mark. Good.
Yeah, so that's 20 liters for sure. That's doing an online course. But there's one guy I know down in
The art of it is picking up the BS on YouTube. You know, which ones know what they're doing and which ones don't.
Well, so many people are running YouTube channels now, and you see, like, they will expound on things. Anyone know?
7. Try to graze it on the, not so deep.
There is one mix master that is in charge of mixing and directs everybody for each batch, okay? Doesn't matter, you can change guys on batches, but you want one guy keeping track of what we're doing.
So,
And you have one guy in charge of guiding the ramming crew, right?
so the way that I made this work with like people helping me with zero experience is I'd have just the right amount of buckets,
Okay.
so you can't mess it up.
Okay, so
Fill them all first.
One more.
Fill the buckets.
there's more buckets around the front of the shed.
I got some more in that thing I'm gonna grab too. So the other thing we could do is
We also need 2 buckets, which we'll use these 2 here for sifting highlight lines.
perfect. So we set those aside, and then I'll grab more buckets. But we also need to portion out cement, and we can do it each time, or we can have a few buckets that are ready, so that we don't have to do it. So it's just nice if say we know we're gonna do 5 lifts or 10 lifts or how many ever you're aiming for. Get those, have it ready. The pigment I would do each lift, but I have a couple different containers, so we can do a couple. You just don't want to spill the pigment because it literally gets everywhere.
Right.
It doesn't come off of you.
So our mix master is also in charge of where we are on our lift chart, right? So he's keeping track of, okay, we've done 2 colorless lifts. Now we need to do 4 lifts at 1.5%, right? So it's better to choose someone for the day that's in charge of that, or for the half a day, so that there's no confusion about where we are.
That's a thing too. Yep, that can usually happen. Okay, so I'm putting thing on. No hands in there. Never. Okay, there's no need for it. But we can just start dumping the. If you dump them equal, we put in the cement last, and then we do the pig. So I'm just gonna turn it on so it rough first. You can do it all at once.
After it starts moving?
Yeah, you can even start now. The thing with this and this is really powdery. So if you put this in slow, I'll have it going, but there's really no need to kick it up. Same with the hose, just be in there nice and deep so you don't splatter the machine. There's no need to like have a water fight, is what I'm getting at, right? I have to clean this up and it's a huge pain in the ass. But I want you to be conscious of this because it could be quite dusty, especially if we're doing a bag rather than out of the bucket. You just kind of got to put it in there slowly. So.
Pretty good.
Thanks, but I'll do a little bit, one more squirt in there, and then drive it over while I mix it. And you want to give her a feel? What do you think? Hey?
You're gonna miss it a bit?
You think it's a little wet?
A little bit wet, son.
I think for the first row, yeah. This will round perfectly though.
Yeah. But normally for the other lifts,
Yeah.
We don't
This
want-
is nice. You don't want to see it glisten, right?
Yeah.
It could be even a little drier than this. It's pretty impressive how it looks.
Yeah.
You want to see? So I'm gonna drive over, babe, and we're gonna get her going. Thanks.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get 8 inches out of this. We'll see. Take the tape measure. Okay. We'll see what we get. Someone tell us if we actually adjust our lift truck, right?
yeah, shorter shovel.
Shorter shovels are the way to go.
Shorter shovels are better, yeah?
Yeah.
You'll find that you're gonna run your ears and your knuckles on this. If you need gloves, let me know.
Kevin, can I recommend some?
Yo.
Band right down in there, straddle the floor.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
What do you think? Seems a little dry, man.
That's what I was gonna say. Is smooch. Well, it's not too bad. Not terrible. Let's feel it. This long handle is like. Oh, no, better now. There's the. Oh, it's so fucking done. Switch? Yeah.
Using just a small table as our mixing table, it's nice to be able to not be bending over. We have measuring cups, different measuring devices for our colors that we're using in the rammed earth wall. We do have just a fancy little mix chart, which is showing us all of the different lip heights. A little bit hard to do this in detail and for you to see it, but you want to have a plan for which colors you're using and what percentages of pigment, and then how many lifts of that. So it's essentially called a lift chart. Yesterday we did a total of 6 lifts, so we did some with no color, and then we went to 1.5%, and now today we're starting at 1.25%, and then we also have highlights in there, which is a small batch mix, which is essentially a sample mix. But good to have a place set up to do it. So you're not bending over. You don't want to spill the pigment. You just want to have enough for what you need, because you make quite a mess with the powder. So, and once it gets on stuff, it doesn't come off very easy. But yeah, have a mixing station, and then we can also kind of show you how that's happening in the mix and go mixer that we're using. It's all ratio based, but the lift chart's going to be specific to the size of your wall, colors you want. It's really project specific. It's more math than you're going to want to do, but once you figure it out, you'll be well on your way.
I'm trying to keep it perpendicular.
Yep.
So really, you can see that I've gotten quite a bit of compression just with a few passes, right?
You wouldn't go over this here again?
Nope. on that side, right? You're over compressing it. Got. That's about 2 inches of compression, right?
Yeah.
We got 8 inches in there. That's it's not easy to do visually, but you can see like that's all. Like if you put your finger in there, that's hard.
Yeah. So we're done.
And so we've got everybody up there for our puddle cap or bond beam. The mix for this is quite different than the rammed earth. Very much like concrete, but not quite as wet as concrete.
Keep me going.
You want to have a little bit of workability with it to smooth it out nicely. If we were to ram in the top of the forms, it's much drier and all the to level it off perfectly is really challenging. So there's 2 reasons for doing this. Again, it connects the 2 waths, and it's much more workable to get our wall height to a true line that we want. This wall is going to be a rake wall, so low on this side, higher to that side. Sort of similar to the rammed earth greenhouse.
And so they're up there and they're shoveling that
This mix
mix
into the very top.
at the very top of the forms.
Yeah.
And there's no ramming for that.
No.
Do you hand tap it?
No, because like, see how workable this is? Like, you can literally shape it, right? You can literally shape this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the mix is very similar.
So what are they using up there to shape
We
it?
have trowels but I think you should maybe hop up there.
So that's
think
what we're
it'll be-
doing. So
It's not easy.
Okay.
Not easy. Pretty high. Mhm.
I got to get this out of here. How's it looking, guys? Do we know? They're gonna need more, most likely. So.
much there.